What I don't understand is why these are all after the grand jury indictment. Hey guys, this is Jules with True Crime Reactions. Now, I've been seeing articles from the New York Post and CNN and Court TV claiming that we have some unsealed search warrants in the Idaho 4 case. But if you actually are looking on the state of Idaho case of interest portal and you go all the way down, okay, so see, look, here's Brian Kohberger. You go all the way down, da 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 da. The last thing that was actually posted is whenever the motion to dismiss was rescheduled for October 26th. So somehow they were able to get these documents before the rest of the public was. Well, apparently, so was an account on Twitter that goes by Mercy Wright. They were also able to get these documents. So shout out to them for that, because I was able to go ahead and read through all of these a few hours ago. I had some errands to run. I tried to do this video like around 4 o'clock, and I don't know what happened whenever I was recording, but my voice went from being a little bit normal to being like underwater and with an echo. I haven't had the time to even look at another microphone or anything right now. Plus, I've had to upgrade security and things like that. So I'm going to end up trying to get another microphone for recording this stuff in the next couple of weeks. I don't know why all of a sudden my external mic and my headset mic are both deciding to just not cooperate. So please just bear with me for now. Question number 1, why are these all after the grand jury indictment? Because my biggest question in seeing the dates on these is, what in the world did you guys bring in front of a grand jury to make them say, okay, yes, let's go through with these charges, when you guys are still doing these kinds of searches, especially with Amazon, after the grand jury? Everyone should be questioning these dates versus the grand jury dates. No, they just, the math doesn't math in them having anything valid with what I'm seeing here. That's all I'm saying, okay? Now, remember, you guys, when it comes to these search warrants, even though like this Amazon one right here claims it's 21 pages, we've gone through this. There's literally less than a handful of pages in these things that actually matter, okay? Now, we're just going to go ahead and scroll down until we find the one that actually matters. Oh, there it is. They're always in this exact same format, okay? Lawrence Mowry. This is the search warrant for Amazon. He obtained the search warrant on May the 8th. Now, that is a few days before the grand jury thing. From what we're sort of understanding, the grand jury took place on May 12th. And then it looks like there was like a break on the weekend for the 13th and the 14th. And then May 15th and 16th seems to have been days 2 and 3. And that's just what we're getting from these grand jury transcripts that the defense is now claiming that they want to add to this in their motion to dismiss that, has now been rescheduled. That's whenever we learned that the grand jury situation was actually a 3-day thing. So this was a few days before the grand jury stuff, but still, they didn't get the data that they were looking for until June 27th. This one took a minute, okay? Now, what they were looking for is very specific. And on top of Detective Mowry also having, to do with this search warrant, there was also a federal agent named Michael Douglas that was also in on getting the results for this. Now, of course, all this stuff is redacted, okay? But down here is where we get the information. There's 2 different segments of time that they're looking for here. March 20th through March 30th of 2022. Now, that would be prior to Brian Kohberger even moving out of Pennsylvania. And then we have November 1st through December the 6th. Now, this is a time before and after the incident. So that's also pretty interesting. Customer name, email, shipping, phone, of course, all redacted. Now, they want this person's entire click activity. And I will remind people, there is technically nothing in these documents claiming that this information is for Brian Kohberger. And that's mostly because all of these things are redacted. So while we want to assume that these are warrants for information for Brian Kohberger, there is nothing being given to us in any of these documents that prove 100% this is information they are looking for when it comes to Brian. I just want everyone to keep that in mind. Okay? Now, they want click activity for anything that could have to do with the way they're claiming the Idaho 4 night happened and accessories to go along with it. Click activity. That doesn't mean you bought it. It means you clicked on it, you looked at the details of it, you showed some interest. Okay, they want payment methods. They want details of any items that were ever placed in the cart, removed from the cart, deleted from the cart, saved to your wish list. They want all of them details. And the fact that they can pull all that up is hella insane to me. Like, that's cool, but that's crazy that they can see if you've had like hesitations on buying something and like deleted it out of your cart a million times. That's pretty crazy. So it also wants the suggestions made to Amazon customers, right? Okay, so if you're shopping online, like either on the app or on a website, looking at Amazon, the homepage, it'll give you a whole bunch of different things, suggestions, based on prior purchase history, prior search history. So it even wants the things that were suggested to this person. I guess you can kind of read in a lot of information with that, but that's still like, that's a little crazy. It wants everything, including something I find odd. Okay, I need people in the comments to answer me this question. Is there a way that you can link your Target store account to your Amazon account? Now, look, I was kind of floored because I walked into a Dollar Tree today and there was an Amazon locker box by the front door. And it scared me because I had a name. Okay, I never even knew Dollar Tree had anything to do with Amazon, but we got a whole pickup drop off box right there, looking like a whole locker room right there in front of Dollar Tree. Okay. I know that there's certain things like my Ring camera system I can hook up to my Amazon account. Target and Amazon, that's weird to me. To me, those are competitors of each other. So it's interesting that while they want the click information and everything this person thought about buying and then change their mind, they also want all accounts linked to the Target account. And I will say again, Target, because the T is capitalized. This is the business. So if anyone knows how you link your Amazon to your Target account, or if that's even a thing, let me know in the comments, because that's a new one. That is a new one for me. Now, this next one is for Apple. So we're going to go down, and again, we're going to find that one format that we always need to look for first, and there it is right here. Now, this one was initiated by Brett Payne. And again, it is after the grand jury date. And look at this. Not only is it August 1st, but it's two separate Apple IDs. Two separate IDs. And I want you guys to pay attention, because what the hell does this mean? I'm going to go ahead and like make this bigger. Okay. What the shit is this? What the hell is the Spillman case file? And why? Let me go ahead and back out. Okay. Why in the world is there a search warrant in the Idaho 4 case to go to Apple with two different Apple IDs that's supposed to be for this incident, and information is being attached to the Spillman case file? What does that mean? Does that mean that there is an actual other case being associated with this case, and that these two Apple IDs are what associates the Idaho 4 case with whatever Spillman is? Because I don't know what that is. When you see something that's labeled the Spillman case file, does that not make you think that either the victim's last name or the perpetrator's last name is Spillman? Or maybe even a town, like that looks like that is being very specifically labeled. So again, my lovely people, If anybody knows what in the world the Spillman case file is, I would love to be enlightened, because now I have some research to do. Payne and Mowry were not the only ones to look at this. It was also sent to 2 other redacted names, along with this little situation right here. So, yeah, I mean, I'm hella curious, guys, for real. Now, this digital service too, again, all this is redacted, but you can see like the bottom of whatever these letters would have been right here. And then again, we have 2 different Apple IDs. 2 different IDs. And again, I will say again, nothing in this tells us that this is for Brian Kohberger. It doesn't. Okay. And all it says is that it wants information related to the Apple or iCloud accounts associated with these 2 Apple identifiers. And this one doesn't have dates, does it? So, I mean, it just wants all of the information from forever and always? Because I sure don't see dates, and this is normally where you'll see the date ranges for what they're looking for. They want all records. All records for everything. Any emails associated with the accounts. Any instant messages. Anything. Anything and everything. All records, all files, keys, everything. Now, there was talk of a Venmo payment in the very beginning of this between Ethan and someone else. I'm not going to get into specifics because it's been so long that I don't remember the exact information. But knowing that now we have a Venmo PayPal search warrant, I want to go back and find that information. And the only thing that I can validate with this is that it was with Ethan involved. Okay. Now, again, going through this, nothing in this says that this is for Brian Kohberger. It doesn't. And I would also like to remind people that we have not actually seen financial warrants for Brian. The closest that we have gotten to some sort of financial warrant for Brian is them doing a Google warrant. Other than that, all of the banking records, all of the payment things, it's all been for the residents of King Road and some additional names, because I remember there being more than 6 redacted names at some point on a couple different documents, but we never got really like any information about those things. Again, this is after the grand jury indictment date. They got this warrant for PayPal and Venmo back on July the 24th. The 24th. Now, there's no other strange case names, listed on this one, but let's go ahead and see if there's anything else they give us. No. They have an IMEI number that they're looking for when it comes to these accounts and some redacted information. Now, let's see. Okay, now we have the dates. This one, they want information from June the 22nd through December 31st of 2022. Now, this would be the time frame in between Brian Kohberger moving to Washington State and the date of his arrest. Okay? So one would assume just by those dates, this one is probably for Brian. Okay? But they do have 4 things redacted plus a 5th, which is the IMEI number. And nothing has really given us information too much besides those dates. But we also need to recall that Kaylee also moved into King Road at about the same time that Brian was moving to WSU. That's always been a strange little coinky-dink. But the date goes past the night of the incident. So I'm going to go ahead and assume it's probably for Brian. Now, this Spotify one is a bit odd in my opinion. I know that there was like a rap song or something, and I've been, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and ask you guys now. If you guys want to go over the Reddit posts and the rap song that he apparently wrote about his visual snow and all these things whenever he was a teen, I didn't really want to go through all of those things. I really didn't. I'm so sick and tired of people trying to use like childhood traumas and things that they dealt with as, younger people as excuses for their behaviors whenever they're grown-ups. You know what I mean? But when it comes to trying to figure out, honestly, in order to make a decision, in my opinion, as us, as the public, okay? Because the jury, this might be talked about in passing, but I don't think they're going to get into like super in-depth details about the Reddit posts and, you know, all of that stuff. So if you guys want to go through those, I'm okay taking the time to go through them. I kind of am. I'm really interested in trying to get a real feel about how I feel about this, because I see the potential for him being the one who did this, but I don't see the physicality of the how he did this. And they're not showing us the motivation for the why, that the reason why he did this, why it's him that did this. And those things are very, very important to me. So again, if you guys want to go through those, let me know and I'll make some time and I'll do a video on them. But let me know. Spotify is a music, you know, platform, and he had this rap song that he did. So I don't know if they were trying to like find other music that maybe Brian Kohberger put out on the internet about the situation, thinking that he did put some sort of music out there. I'm not really quite sure what this was all about, because whatever it was they were looking for, Spotify didn't have it. Okay, and again, this is after the grand jury date. This is on July 25th. This was done by Lawrence Mowry, and it states that on the 26th, so literally just the next day, they received an email back from Spotify claiming that the information that was being requested could not be located, aka the information that they submitted, whatever this stuff is right here that's all blocked out, that they're asking for from June 1st to present, and present would have been as of August 1st, which would have mean 8 months after Home Dude's been in jail. Okay. He's been in jail all of 2023, and they're wanting Spotify account information from June, where'd it go? June 1st of 22 to present date of August 1st. Yeah. Or shall I say, actually, on the 25th is probably the date of it. It'd be 7/25/23. Yeah. Why? That makes me believe it's not Brian. If you're looking for stuff about a Spotify account and it's going past the date of him being in jail, and I know that county tablets, they don't have Spotify. It's like this is what I've been told, okay? At least from a few years ago. This is what I was told. You have to pay like per song and like per show, and it's not a normal program. It's a special program depending on the program that the jail uses for their tablets, because there's like Securus and a couple other different programs for that kind of stuff. And the person has to have money on their books, and it can get transferred to their tablet, and they can pay for songs, shows, movies, stuff like that. But you can't, like, from what I've been told too, because, you know, this last situation around, I wanted to verify that my ex couldn't just jump on YouTube if he had money on his tablet and watch my videos while he was in jail. Okay, straight up. I asked like 3 different cops that question. And as far as they could tell me, no, they didn't have like open access to get on stuff like Spotify or YouTube or Netflix and stuff like that. So I would love to know what this information was, because whatever it wasn't there. Spotify told them it didn't exist. Now this YouTube one has got people in a tizzy, from what I'm understanding from the comments, because it's literally making it sound as if it's looking for information on a monetized channel. Okay, so let's just go ahead and go down, because this is the last one. Let's go ahead and go down. Here's the one, you know, Mowry and his self. Okay, I don't understand why he feels the need to tell people he works day shift 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. That almost sounds like you putting in an alibi. I digress. Okay, July 25th. July 25th. How long is Brian Kohberger in jail as of July 25th of 2023? How many months past the incident is that? How many months past the grand jury indictment is that? And why are you obtaining a search warrant for YouTube on July 25th? Now, this information was obviously obtained. Nothing about no Spillman case. So whatever this was, it didn't go nowhere else. It stayed right here with Idaho. Now, this is the reason. And, of course, it's the same thing as before. This is the exact same redaction spots and everything as previous ones with that IMEI number. Now, there's no other actual information. And again, there's nothing to say this is for Brian. Nothing. There's no identifiers of who this information is for. So anyone that says, oh, Brian Kohberger had a YouTube account, no, that's you and your imagination, and that's your opinion based off what you're seeing. The proof and the truth is that there's nothing in any of this that gives us any inkling whatsoever as to who this information is actually about for, with whatever, okay? None. YouTube account of whatever this is, it's not a long name. It ain't mine. That's a short name right there. That's a short name. With any of the following identifiers, meaning email addresses, and or, okay, that's 3 email addresses right here, and a phone number, and then an IMEI number. Generated, meaning created between June 1st and December 29th. So this is an account on YouTube that they're thinking was created between June 1st and the day prior to Brian Kohberger being arrested. Now, of course, that would make you believe that it was Brian because of the dates. Okay, I get it. I do. But there's nothing to verify that. It would be hella interesting if Home Dude had a YouTube account, especially considering the fact that it's wanting all of this, the dashboard data, the setting data, the community settings, the moderators and approved users, anyone that they've hidden, anyone that they have blocked, anything with their channel analytics, anything. Let me show you what channel analytics means. I'm just going to go ahead and just show you this real quick because I want you guys to see exactly what this is. This is my dashboard. This is what it means by channel dashboard. When it comes to analytics, this is what it means by analytics. This is what this means. That somebody was uploading content. That somebody had an audience and like channels and different videos and graphics of when their viewers were online, okay? They were making revenue. They were doing research on what other people were looking at whenever they were also looking at their channel. That's what this means. So it would be highly interesting if this ends up actually being, and look right here, all monetization and financial data. That right there is what's blowing people's minds to think Brian Kohberger had a monetized YouTube channel. Was he talking about the Idaho case? Was this someone that we interacted with? I mean, hell, bro, it could be. It could be. Wouldn't that be absolutely insane? Or this could be for somebody who's not Brian, because we don't know. But it's interesting, to say the least. This is a very interesting document drop. I am not going to take that away from them because I'm intrigued. I want to know what the Spillman case is. Did they just accidentally leak something that they weren't supposed to leak? Because now I'm about to be digging. I've never heard that name before associated with this case. So is that another crime case that should have had a redacted case number? Is that a person of interest? Is that a victim case file? What is that? What is Spillman case file? That's going to be probably on my mind until I've got the energy to look it up and try to find some sort of answer, which is probably not going to be until tomorrow at some time. But I do want to know what you guys think about these new documents, because the dates are so far after the grand jury indictment. Now, I know that it's not unusual, especially with a speedy trial being waived, for there to be a whole bunch more investigations and search warrants and all kind of things happen after the fact. Okay, I get that. Okay. But when you're on Amazon and you're basically trying to find the click activity for whoever bought the weapon, and it's after the grand jury indictment where you've apparently already given all of your strongest evidence to a grand jury, and they're like, heck yeah, let's continue. We got this. Let's go. There's enough there. But you're still doing this after? What could you possibly have? I'm just so confused about what they've actually got, what they claim that they actually have here, because this is something that I could have sworn they had a long time ago. Didn't we already see Amazon warrants? They want every little bitty thing that whoever this account is for clicked on, changed their mind about. Yeah, all of it. That's wild. But I do want to know what you guys think. That is it, you guys. See y'all.